M. Night, Glass, the third in your trilogy, it's a wholly original superhero idea, and the superheroes that we know nowadays are already pre-existing.
Yeah.
So what does it take to stick with something that long?
The masters, like even Stan Lee, right? If you think about, I'm sure, if he was still here, it's so sad that he passed, if he was here and you could talk to him about when you come up with a character, he or she exists in your mind, and you can't. It's just as tangible to us when we create a character that's real as if I met you and I had an experience with you, and it's hard to let that person go. It exists, and you can't wait to find out more about them.
And you're reuniting with Bruce,
Yeah.
Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, James McAvoy. You can't ask for a better cast.
No, this was one of those that the first time ever that I wrote something that these actors had to say yes to. They had to, otherwise we weren't making it. And I wouldn't have made it unless they all said yes.
Mr. Jackson, Mr. Glass, where did he go when you left him behind almost 2 decades ago?
He went to that place where you find him now, where he's locked up.
But for you yourself, did you pack him away?
Yeah, of course.
You would never see him again?
Oh, no, I didn't think that. Knight said when we were doing Unbreakable, it was part of a trilogy, so I expected him to return. And then at a certain point, you kind of forget about it unless I ran into Knight and I'd go, oh, are we ever going to make the other movies? And he'd go, sure.
I knew I might have to return. The idea was always to do a sequel. But really, as an actor, I hear a lot of promises, you know what I mean? And they don't always come to fruition. And until you see yourself on that screen, I don't really believe anything I'm told. So when Split did really, really well and started to make a lot of money in its opening weekend, and everybody went to see it at the theatre, it became quickly apparent that we would be making Glass. It had to be a good script, otherwise I didn't want to do it. It was exciting to get that script through finally. When I saw that I had to play 23 characters, I absolutely took a minute and had to go to the bathroom and collect myself, do you know what I mean?
It's great seeing your name in the credits and all the names that you play.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice wee nod, that.
Sarah, I understand you were a fan of M. Night Shyamalan before, coming on board to Glass. Your character, though, there's something, what I love about her, you can't quite put your finger on her. And I read that, if I'm true, she was supposed to be played possibly by a man.
She wasn't supposed to be, but he really didn't know when he was writing it if she would be male or female. And when I actually met with him, he said, I really am so happy to have met you. I want you to know, in full disclosure, that I don't know that I'm going to cast you because I don't know if I'm going to cast a man or not. And I was like, listen, there's nothing I can't do. I'll do it. But that's not true. There's so much I can't do.
It's a non-traditional superhero kind of film. I have to ask, is this something that's on your radar, something you want to do, a full-blown superhero film?
Listen, I would love to do any movie that would like to have me if it's well written and there's someone at the helm that is has a real point of view. My career has been such a surprise to me that I don't want to make any proclamations about what I would like it to be because it's turned out so much more fascinating than I ever could have hoped.
You're familiar with superhero films, naturally, but how does it change the experience for you when it's original material like this?
As opposed to
pre-existing
Star
comics
Wars.
and
Star Wars
superheroes.
is original material. Man.
Well, that it's already
I'm just messing with you. You always take a story and you look at the story and you deal with the rules of the world that the story's set in. Glass, Unbreakable, Split are set in a world that does not accept the fact that people fly or come from other worlds or do all this other stuff, or that people are invulnerable or whatever. If somebody in this world, like these worlds, walked in and said, I'm bulletproof. Yeah. Here's a gun. Shoot me. You go, wait, let's talk. You try and talk them out of that, which is what most people do when people want to be extraordinary in specific kinds of ways in the real world. We want to talk them out of it or get them to explain why they think so. In those other worlds, it's kind of easy because that's the rule. They're from somewhere else. They can fly. They can breathe underwater. They can do all these things.
Samuel L. Jackson's superhero quality?
Mine?
What's that? Yeah.
Oh, I work a lot.
I know, but what keeps you doing that?
I'm tireless.